Hey, this is DJ Fish for Fish to Go Movie Review.
Is there any way at all possible for you to, not do what you're doing? I mean, I like it, but just stop, you know? You're not as good as you used to be.
Hey, I'm just trying to start my next review, and it doesn't have to be the best one. Well, what are you doing to help?
Nah, I'm just f***ing with you.
PJ, ladies and gentlemen, this is PJ. Why, you little... Oh, yeah.
That's the picture.
Welcome to day 65 of my 100 Days to 100 Movies challenge. And I'm not delusional. I'm just cold. I mean, I'm actually wearing a sweater indoors, but I love this time of year. Especially when you can just sit inside, have yourself a nice cup of hot chocolate, and watch your favorite movies. Except I'm watching movies I haven't seen before. And today's movie is one you can probably condemn me for not having seen it before this challenge. Yep. Here I am. This is Federico Fellini's 1963 film called 8½. I kid you not. Now, I know. I haven't really seen most of Fellini's movies. What? It's not like it means I don't understand or know movies in general, you quick to judgers. And I'm sure there are those of you that haven't seen the movie and would like to see a little bit of a clip from the trailer. And that way you can get some sort of idea because it's insane. So go ahead, check it. Probably going like, what? Well, the good news is I've finally seen 8½. The bad news is, what else can you say about a film that's probably been talked to death? Well, I'm gonna try and tell you my own findings. Federico Fellini's 8½, revolves around the life of Italian filmmaker Guido, who is having a difficult time trying to find inspiration for his next film. Director's block, if you will. I mean, how can you try to be enthusiastic or artistic when you have waning interests and failing marriages to deal with on a personal level? But his personal life does get the better of him as his wild memories and fantasies become the driving motion of the picture. That's the basic plotline of the film. But 8½is to a film lover as a donut is to Homer Simpson. Sorry you had to see that. This is perhaps the most luscious, introspective, subjective, fully realized film I've ever seen. And now I know why everyone loves it. Fellini himself had been struggling to figure out what his next picture should be and if it would be as successful as his past films. It's usually a daunting mindset for any artist that's become popular. And to use that as the genesis for a film's plot alone? That's rather profound and highly ambitious territory. But Fellini emulates the ideas and the dreams that can give any filmmaker the creative energy they need to make a film. And he put that right into the heart of 8½. Guido pretty much represents any artist that feels the clinch of battling artistic expression, and technically inception and conception. And the idea of happiness with one's own work and self-image is more or less obtainable. But even so, the film also straddles along the line of self-reflexiveness. I mean, I think it's clear that 8½ is an autobiographical film of Fellini. And I guess 8½ is the capstone of his career, though I don't really have anything to compare that with. But I remember hearing around the time the film Inception came out that this was Christopher Nolan's 8½. And I suppose after seeing this now, I could understand that on a very superficial level. But I think 8½ stands on its own even more devastatingly because it fully represents the artist in its depths. And even though you can get lost in its sequences, we're fully aware that we're in Fellini's head. And by film's end, you really don't want to escape from what he's thinking or forget about it. It's a glorious film of such high-class art that I really can't believe I had never seen this before. It represents the artist's plight through art itself. And it does it as if it's taking on a very difficult challenge. Well, Mr. Fellini, you have won the challenge. I think it may be one of the best movies I've ever seen. Look at me, I'm shocked. I'm giving this an A+. If you have seen 8½, before, I'd like to know what you thought about it. Did you love it? Hate it? and why? Leave one of those comments down below, and if you like any of my reviews or would just like to continue on my 100 Days or 100 Movies challenge, then you can subscribe up above. Fellini's 8.5 is available on the Criterion Collection and also available on Netflix Instant. But if you guys know about other Fellini films that are easily accessible, please let me know and suggest them. With 35 films to go, you can keep suggesting and recommending them to me. So don't forget one of these guys, and once again, I'm DJ Fish for Fish to Go Movie Reviews. Movie reviews on the go.
That's the picture.